And you know who is fighting for us to take a new path, Jen? Mark Ruffalo is fighting. He is using his position as a legitimate celebrity in our culture. There are people that are portrayed as celebrities, and then there are people who are actual celebrities, people who actually use their position. Mark Ruffalo is a great actor. If you haven't seen Spotlight, I think that may be the best performance of his career. Spotlight is also an amazing movie because it is about the Catholic Church abuse scandal that got swept under the rug by the Boston Archdiocese. So that would be a great example of a film to watch. And he's done a lot of other good stuff. And I know a lot of people like the Hulk and things like that. But in the end, at heart, Mark Ruffalo is an activist. This is a guy who was on it for the Dakota Access Pipeline. This is a guy who was in it for Bernie Sanders back in 15 and 16 when Bernie was the Bernie we were hoping he would be. This is a guy who has always put himself forward against the worst ills of our society.
Yes. Yes. He's the real deal. I like him. He's on my team. And so I'm going to automatically be on his team, right? Because he's been in solidarity with everything that I've cared about since I've been paying attention to him.
And if anybody in this chat,
I love that movie too. I love that movie, Lila. And that was one of his earlier films. And that's with Laura Linney. And it was a really good movie. Yeah.
And if anybody could speak to, if anybody could speak to whether or not Ruffalo is a decent guy, if there was anything wrong with him, Lila would let us know. So it's good to know that there are some decent people out there.
Well, and I'm the kind of person that I don't necessarily care if somebody's an asshole personally. I don't like that's not my concern if they're on the right side of history. But I have not heard anybody who's worked with him say anything bad about him. And you would think that if there was shit by now, we would have heard a lot of bad shit, right? So I have no reason to think he's not sincere.
As you know, David Spivak is friend of the show. Jen's favorite former Zionist, I should say, former Zionist.
Yes.
Both who grew up in that environment.
Precious blueberry.
Precious blueberry.
Precious blueberry.
Do you want the Zionist first or the anti-Zionist first? Which way should we go?
Let's show her first. Let's end with David. Because if at least that, it's better. Because this girl gets the hit list. So let's lay the foundation here. You guys know who are my two least favorite pro-Israel lobby handlers. They say AIPAC handler, it's the Israel lobby handlers. In male form, if you can call it that, it's Rabbi Shmuckwad Shmuley. In female form, it's Noa Tishby, and it's obvious that she is a pro-Israel handler for major celebrities. That is her role. That's what she does. And so Mark Ruffalo decided to voice his opinion about Larry Ellison, the biggest Zio scumbag of them all. If you are not aware, ladies and gentlemen, Larry Ellison, CEO of Oracle, is the biggest funder of the IOF in the world. There is no one who gives more money to the Israel death squad than this man, among other things that he's done, including buying CNN. What else did he buy? What was the other thing? Oh, he bought CBS. He bought CBS. Hello, Barry Weiss. He bought CNN. And now he's trying to merge and purchase Paramount with Warner Brothers. And are you suggesting,
that's antiseptic? Very much.
No, that Mark Ruffalo had some crazy idea that maybe that merger wasn't good for, I don't know, everyone else for a variety of reasons. And I'm sure, being that he's an intelligent person, that he probably even was kind enough to spell those reasons out in whatever it was that they all calling him Again, I haven't read it because I don't honestly care. I know who the good guy is. I know who the bad guy is. I don't need to know the details of this bullshit. I don't need that in my head. So whatever it is he said that got all their panties in a bunch, seriously?
Let's hear from the Zionists, because clearly Ruffalo suggesting that Larry Ellison should not do this, that it must be because he's an antiseptic person.
Oh, of course.
Or at least he doesn't think that he is. Let me tell you what happened. This week, Mark went after David Ellison, and oddly also his father, Larry Ellison, over the Paramount Warner Brothers merger. He called Larry, who isn't even a part of the deal at all, a classic oligarch. And then he went...
The audacity! He called him an oligarch! He owns all the media, but he called him an oligarch.
Did you notice how she went full Hebrew by hocking up her phlegm while she was talking? I caught that.
No, but notice she's got her Star of David on her neck.
Of course, absolutely.
This is
Gotta
also
again, represent.
And this is another rhinoplasty situation we're having. But okay, continue.
Come on.
This whole rant about Larry's company, Oracle, has these profoundly scary technologies that one day will be used on you.
Yes,
once again, Larry Ellison is not...
bitch.
You have one of the board members of Oracle who is Israeli, who said that, and I quote, that they use Oracle's deadly technology against the Palestinian people in Gaza. She's on record saying it. What are we missing here?
This is Noa Tishby. This is not, but because Lizzie
Did I not say, I said that to you?
But actually, no, but Lizzie Savetsky, I would say, is more of a ripoff of Noa Tishby than the other way around. But
we got this one too.
No, I don't think. I don't find her I don't find her gross looking. I'm just pointing out she hasn't a rhinoplasty. But anyway,
I would definitely say that Lizzie Savetsky is a lot closer to a jigsaw too than Noa Tishby.
Oh yes, for sure,
yes.
Sure.
But his son and Oracle, not a part of the deal at all. In response, Paramount issued a statement saying that they're troubled to see anti-Semitic tropes invoked in a business dispute. But Mark...
So you're never allowed to call out an oligarch if they happen to be Jewish, because that's a trope. Do you guys see? Do you see that logic? It's like it can't. It's completely. What do you call it? What do you call that when it's like it can't exist like at the same time, right? It's ridiculous.
Okay, I am going to say one thing about Tishby, and I'm not saying this because it's a common.
This is true too, though. By the way.
Okay, so if you want a funny, tasteless Jewish joke. What is a Jap's version of natural childbirth? Have you heard this one?
No, but I know that it'll probably annoy me.
No makeup.
That's hilarious.
It is. It's funny.
Not really. No, not really.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Not to me.
Double down.
No.
He put out a whole statement telling us that some of his friends, his best friends, in fact, are actually Jewish. Mark, that is not a defense. Nobody's called you an anti-Semite. Paramount said that you're invoking anti-Semitic tropes, and the fact that you can't even see that, that's exactly the problem. You see, you don't have to be Jewish individuals in order to promote dangerous, age-old anti-Semitic tropes about the Jews.
No, the fact that you can't see that you're a corporate whore is what's really the travesty, but
Getting in the way of the bottom line is always the goal. And if you get in the way of the bottom line, they will come after you with everything they have. You see, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why Mark Ruffalo is in the crosshairs of the Zio scum is because he is getting in the way of corporate special interests. He is getting in the way of their bread. And when you get in the way of billions of dollars coming to the table, he's lucky he's well known.
She talks like a spoiled brat. That's what she talks like. And I'm going to suggest it's because she is.
Just a slight amount.
So.
Why do you think she gets along so well with Deborah Messing?
Things like Jewish billionaires, Israel, shadowy technology, secret control over the world's biggest media companies, insinuate.
It's all true. All of it is true. All of it.
So if they happen to be Jewish, then we're not allowed to comment on the Epstein class.
Correct. It's
not
all true.
Go away.
About oversized Jewish power, money, and general bloodthirstiness. Sometimes anti-Semitism is like water to a fish. So actually, I believe you. I do. I think that you think that you're not anti-Semitic. It just subconsciously makes sense to you. All of it. The genocide lie, the father and son connections, this oversized.
The genocide
the genocide
lie?
lie?
Yeah.
The genocide lie.
Oh my God.
Jewish power, and just like that, poof, just like that, you're entangled in the exact same anti-Semitic tropes of the last thousands of years. And you don't even see this. It's your subconscious biases against Jews. It's the subconscious actual belief that Jews are just too powerful. You know, they just have this mythological superpowers. They're controlling the media, manipulating governments, starting wars, wielding endless money. People actually think that's true. One side of Jew hatred dehumanizes us as beneath society. The other side of anti-Semitism dehumanizes us as secretly running it. Both are anti-Semitic tropes.
And both are true. They're true. So you can scream from the mountaintops as loud as you can. You can threaten as many people as you can possibly threaten. It doesn't matter. Too many people now see through your game, and the game is rigged, and we're going to unrig it. This is not an average everyday person. This is not a workaday mailman who happens to be a Jew. No, you know what this is? This is a privileged, connected Zionist Jew who does nothing for a living, who works within a
We need to
corrupt
finish so I don't have to keep
political
looking
system.
at her. I can't keep looking at her.
Can I just finish what I'm saying, please?
Please, and then make it finish.
There are too many people that are still perhaps caught up in this, but to Ruffalo's credit, he doesn't play into this. He doesn't buy it, and he's not going to. And hopefully that's a precedent that is set for other people. The only problem is that Ruffalo is very financially set for life. So he's in a different situation than most, who can basically tell her to fuck off. I wish everybody would do the same thing.
Under which one of them do you think you land, Mark? And when we point this out to you, instead of stopping to listen, I mean, after all, we're all still learning, right? You're doubling down, gaslighting us, accusing Jews of weaponizing anti-Semitism. When allegedly talking about a business deal, you're pulling strings, connecting these weird dots from here and from there about father and son, and fear-mongering of world dominations and weapons that will be used on you. Those are the anti-Semitic tropes. So, Mark, you have a criticism against the merger? Criticize the merger. Just do not reach for 2,000 years old conspiracy theories to make your case. And when we point this out, maybe for once, stop talking and actually listen.
You know, a good Scotsman years ago sat down with Barbara Walters and said, you know, sometimes a woman's just got to be smacked. Don't make me smack you, sweetheart. I'll do it. Well, if a lady needs to be smacked, it's certainly somebody like Noa Tishby.
She's just so gross.
Now, let's see the other side of the coin with a more honest operator. Friend of the show, David Spivak, explaining exactly what the truth is. You see, that's the Zionist perspective. Here's the anti-Zionist perspective.
Who do you trust more? Mark Ruffalo or the billionaire who made the largest single donation in IDF's history?
Can we just for a second...
Who would we trust more?
You know,
So
I didn't
silly.
realize how much Larry Ellison has mangled his face.
Oh, he's disgusting. He's to me encroaching on Mickey Rourke territory with that face.
Oof, that's scary shit.
Yeah, me too. So, Mark, stop defending yourself against this ridiculous accusation of anti-Semitism. Please let me do it for you. So you shouldn't have to list every Jewish person that you love whenever you defend Palestinians. Larry Ellison isn't Jewish people, Oracle certainly isn't Judaism, and Israel's military isn't our identity. So criticizing any of them is not anti-Semitism. All right, so this is the trap. So they fuse Israel with Jewish identity and then treat criticism of Israel as an attack on every Jew so that the Ellisons can shield Israel from everything. And then they keep doing what billionaires do: buy power, buy influence, and buy the fucking narrative. But they can't buy what Mark Ruffalo has: people who actually like him. So Mark uses his influence to defend Palestinians. Ellison uses his fortune to support the military that continues to murder them. He could donate to anything, but this asshole chooses to make a record-breaking donation to Israel's genocide.
Record 53.8 million raised for IDF soldiers at Beverly Hills Gala. Larry Ellison personally donates 16.6 million, says since Israel's founding, we have called on the brave men and women of the IDF to defend our home. You mean defend your business interests? That's what you really mean.
Genocidal army. Mark, you never have to defend your character to him. The Ellisons made billions through data, surveillance, and government contracts. Now the family wants to buy CNN, HBO, and Warner Brothers. This isn't about profit. It's about influencing what millions of Americans see, hear, and believe about Israel, because that's their first priority. This isn't an anti-Semitic conspiracy theory. It's an indisputable fact. That's why Mark scares them so much, because he's reaching people they can't, and then he makes those people care about Palestinians. So they call him anti-Semitic and hope everyone stops listening. Mark is using his power to defend people without power, while the Ellisons, they're using their fortune to protect the powerful. So Mark is risking his career to oppose a genocide, and the Ellisons, they're using their fortune to protect one. So spare me the character assassination. We know who the asshole is.
Oh, we know. We know. That's why when I heard about this, I didn't need to read what Mark said about the merger. I don't need to read that, because to even suggest that he has any hate in his heart is absurd. It's just silly. It's just silly. And Larry Ellison is the spawn of Satan. So I don't need to know the details. Yeah, I'd love to see Mark Ruffalo on our live stream too, but anybody, if you have a connection.
Lila?
I don't know why you think Lila. She said she met him once and he was a really nice guy. She did say that before.
I'm not afraid of losing my Hollywood career, and I will continue to speak up for Palestine. Now, why can't more people just conduct themselves like that?
Well, and he recognizes that he's very privileged, but the whole beauty of Ruffalo is that he's always recognized his privilege, which is why he's on the correct side of history all the time, because he's always lent his privilege. He understands that. So he is willing to risk it. He knows he has it to risk. That's the whole point.
Yeah. He's got guts.
He has guts and he has privilege. So both of those things are true.
But doesn't it also speak to, because they've come after him as hard as they have, that they're actually really concerned about him, that they think he has a certain level of influence that is detrimental to their cause?
He has a level of integrity that is detrimental to their cause. And it isn't just him. There's people like him, and you got like Javier Bardem and Susan Sarandon, and there are people that do that. But in this moment, apparently, that's the person that they want to point out, because he dared to speak out what is really an economic labor issue and turn it into an anti-Zio issue, when in fact it has us all distracted. So it's working, because we're all distracted sitting here debating as to whether or not Mark Ruffalo is anti-Semitic, which is absurd, instead of talking about the actual merger that is dangerous for so many reasons. It's very scary. And him pointing that out really has absolutely nothing to do with Zionism, and everything to do with corporatism, cronyism, and, anti-labor policies. That's what we're talking about. It isn't just, it has nothing to do with the Zionism aspect. And they know that. They know that. Noa Tishby knows that.
She's
just a whore.
Well, of course. But at the same time, wouldn't that also speak to this issue in the context that, I mean, look, Tishby is not the only one. I mean, this went through but this has been like the talk of the town for like the last 48 hours.
Right.
They want to get off this.
Instead of the merger.
Of course. Instead of
It's
talking
like,
about
guys, you're so distracted.
and it's not just, this isn't the first one. In the last year, he's done 2 of the biggest mergers in the history of the world. And the second somebody steps up and says, maybe we should stop allowing this to happen. I mean, it is written, we have anti-monopoly laws written in our government. This is not supposed to exist. We know that we're at the end stage of empire. We know that things are falling apart. But at what point are people just going to accept that? It's like skydiving. You have a parachute on, but people are afraid to jump out of the plane and pull the parachute. Because in the end, it's almost like you're going to have to push them out of the plane. You just have to push them out because there's just no other way. You're not going to convince people that something better is coming on the other side if you actually stand up against the tyranny of your government. No one lives forever. I'd rather die on my feet than live on my knees.